Hi, welcome back, all of you.
Afin and Sophie here with a fantastic episode.
We are glad you are with us today. And hey, if you've ever moved to a new English-speaking country, or you're learning English and dreaming of sounding like a native, this one is absolutely for you. Afan, is it actually true you once asked a shopkeeper for chips, and he handed you a bag of crisps instead of fries?
Oh, please don't remind me. And look, that was just the beginning of my disasters. Stick around till the end because there are more embarrassing ones to share.
Moving to a new country is, well, it's hard. The language, the food, the housing, it is a lot to take in.
So today, we're breaking down 6 of the biggest struggles immigrants face, and more importantly, exactly how to fix each one, step by step.
These aren't just textbook ideas. These are real tips that actually worked for us. And definitely stick around, because tip number 3 is the one nobody talks about. I remember I once said, "I am fine, thank you, and how are you?" to a shopkeeper who literally just said, "Hiya." I went full robot mode, fully activated.
Oh, that's hilarious. I lived it, Sophie. I spent my first month here eating plain bread because I was genuinely too terrified to ask for help at the grocery store. I felt like an outsider in my own home. But today, we're changing that.
That's such a common feeling when you first arrive somewhere new. And that's exactly why we're doing this. Real tips for language, food, housing, and even how to survive small talk.
So, if you've ever felt lost in a new country, don't skip this one. Some of what we share today will honestly save you months of awkward mistakes. Oh, quick thing before we start. If channels like this help you, tap subscribe right now so you don't lose us in your feed.
Yes, please do. One tap, and that's it.
Great. Now let's get started.
Okay, first week in the UK. What actually happened?
Disaster, Sophie. Pure disaster. Someone said, "All right, man," to me in the corridor, and I panicked and just blurted out, "Yes, I'm 32.
No, you didn't.
They just wanted to say hello. All right isn't even a real question here.
I promise you, everyone makes mistakes like that. Even I did when I lived abroad. I once confidently said, "I am agree," instead of "I agree." My colleague just blinked at me for 5 straight seconds.
5 seconds of silent judgment. Oh, I know that feeling all too well.
And the accents. Oh, you have to tell them about your flatmate from Glasgow.
Oh my days. The first time he spoke to me, I understood maybe 2 words. I just kept nodding, going, yeah, wow. Just hoping it would end soon.
What had he actually asked you?
Well, I found out later he was asking if I wanted a cup of tea. So I said, yeah, and then just stood there in the kitchen, totally confused when no tea ever appeared.
This happens to so many people. Different accents across the UK can genuinely feel like entirely different languages at first.
Completely. But I didn't just accept defeat. I found 4 things that genuinely fix my English, step by step.
Okay, let's hear them, one by one.
Number 1. I listened properly. And I don't just mean listening for the words. I mean the rhythm. How native speakers stress certain words. Where they naturally pause. How their voice goes up and down.
And then you just copied it.
Exactly. I imitated them. Out loud. Like a parrot. Even in the shower. My flatmates definitely thought I was losing my mind, talking to myself.
That's actually a proper linguistic technique. It's called shadowing, repeating right after someone speaks, trying to match their exact sound.
And it helped in 2 massive ways, honestly. My pronunciation got noticeably clearer within just a few weeks. And I stopped translating in my head before speaking. I just started thinking in the rhythm of English.
That makes total sense.
Number 2. I kept a small notebook. Every new word, every new phrase, I wrote it down. But, and this is the key part, I force myself to use each word in a real sentence that exact same day, and then again over the next few days.
Right, so you weren't just collecting words like stickers.
Exactly. Because a word you never use, it just disappears from your brain in a week. The more you actually use it in real conversation, the harder your brain holds on to it. Okay, number 3. And this one is properly embarrassing. I stood in front of the mirror, and I recorded myself talking on my phone. This is the one I told you nobody talks about.
Oof, did you actually watch it back?
Oh, it was so painful. My own voice sounded completely different to how I imagined it. But it showed me exactly which sounds I was messing up.
It's hard, but that's genuinely so helpful. A friend of mine did that exact technique, and his English improved noticeably in under a month.
I completely agree. It works like absolute magic.
And the last one?
I watched English shows, but only ones where I already understood about 70 to 80% of what was happening.
That is such an important point. If a show is too difficult, your brain just gets overwhelmed, shuts off completely, and you absorb nothing.
Right. But if you understand most of it, your brain naturally guesses the missing words from the context. That's the real secret. Comprehension is everything. Understand the big picture, and the gaps, they just fill themselves in.
Exactly. Start reading, listening, or watching something you actually care about, even if it's a bit tough. Don't panic if you miss a word here and there.
The more you do it, the more your brain just gets used to the language.
Beautifully explained. But next, we really need to talk about British humour. Because, let's be honest, that broke Afan's brain for months.
It really did. Hey, quick one before we move on. Comment your funniest English mix-up down below. Just one word or a whole sentence. We read every single one.
We genuinely do. Some of the absolute best stories in this series came straight from you lot in the comments. Okay, this one is sneaky. British people rarely say exactly what they mean.
This nearly destroyed my career. My manager once looked at a big report I did, sighed, and said, "Well, that's brave."
Oh no.
I thought it was a compliment. I literally went back to my desk and texted my friends, "Guys, my manager said my work was brave."
Fun. Brave from a British manager usually means this is a terrible idea and I hate it, but I'm too polite to say so directly.
I found this out 3 weeks later from a very kind colleague who finally took pity on me and explained it.
It's called understatement. Here, not bad can mean genuinely excellent. Quite good can mean amazing, and with the greatest respect almost always means I have zero respect for what you just said.
How is anyone supposed to survive this?
You just learn to read the tone, not the words. Sarcasm here is delivered with a completely deadpan face. No wink, no smile, nothing.
That's the scary part. Where I'm from, if someone is joking, their face tells you immediately. Here, someone can insult you so politely that you actually thank them for it.
That is spot on.
Actually, here's another one. That's a shame. Where I grew up, calling something a shame is a deep insult. It's almost like you've brought disgrace upon your whole family.
Whereas here, it just means, oh, that's slightly unfortunate. Someone will say, Oh, what a shame. Just because you told them your bus was 5 minutes late.
The first time someone said it to me, I got so defensive. I thought they were judging my entire moral character.
No. Pure, mild sympathy. Nothing more.
So, my biggest tip here, when you're confused about whether someone is joking, just wait 1 second. Watch how the other people in the room react. Trust me, it saved me from a lot of embarrassing situations.
Solid advice. Okay, now let's get to the food, because this is where things get properly funny.
Oh, and by the way, if you're new here, this is what we do every single week. Real stories, real English lessons. Hitting subscribe just means you won't miss the next one.
Okay, before we do anything else, we have to finally clear up that chip story from the start.
Right. So, in the UK, chips means the thick, hot potato fries you get with fish and chips. But what I was picturing, the crunchy, thin snack in the little foil bag, that's called crisps here.
One small word, completely different food.
I stood at that checkout counter so incredibly confused, just holding a bag of cheese and onion crisps, wondering where on earth my hot food had gone.
Mystery solved. Now, please tell them about the Yorkshire pudding. Properly this time.
Right. So, I'm at a Sunday roast, and there's this golden, puffy, baked thing on my plate. It's big, round, and totally hollow in the middle. I thought, logically, this must be dessert.
So, what did you do?
I asked for custard, and I poured it straight into the middle of the Yorkshire pudding, right in front of my flatmate's entire family.
And nobody stopped you.
Too polite. The dad just watched me, cleared his throat, and quietly said, "Oh, well, that's interesting." Which I thought was a compliment. Now I know it definitely wasn't.
Call back to segment 2, everyone.
Exactly. But look, that wasn't even my biggest food shock. Someone once offered me Marmite on toast.
Ah, yes, the great British love it or hate it spread.
They explicitly told me to spread it thinly. Did I listen? No. I treated it like peanut butter. I covered the entire slice in a thick layer.
Oh, Affen, no.
I took a bite, and my face apparently went through 5 completely different stages of grief in about 3 seconds. My flatmate actually filmed it.
It's a classic mistake, honestly. It happens to almost everyone their first time.
And then, someone told me that black pudding is actually made of blood, which was great information to receive after I had already eaten 2 slices of it at breakfast.
How did you feel?
Betrayed. Deeply betrayed.
But also, strangely fine about it, because it actually tasted really good.
That's the secret of British food. Some of it looks absolutely bizarre, but tastes incredible. So, what do you genuinely love now?
A proper Sunday roast. Done correctly this time, with gravy, not custard. Fish and chips by the seaside. And, I'm not gonna lie, I've really started enjoying a good supermarket meal deal. A sandwich, crisps, and a drink, all for one price. It's a masterpiece.
That is very, very British of you.
And my own cooking has totally transformed. I couldn't even boil rice properly when I first arrived.
Seriously?
Seriously. Now I do this whole fusion thing. My mum's traditional spices mixed with British ingredients. Chicken curry with a side of thick pub chips. My flatmates go crazy for it.
That is actually one of the best parts of living in shared houses. Everyone cooking their own culture's food and just sharing it around the kitchen. Speaking of shared houses...
Oh boy, here we go.
Set the scene. Tell everyone about your first shared house here.
5 people, 1 tiny kitchen, 1 bathroom, and walls so thin I could hear my neighbor's phone alarm vibrating every single morning at 6 a.m. And it wasn't even my alarm!
Painful.
And the heating broke. In November. Actual freezing British November. We wore winter coats indoors for 2 weeks.
2 weeks?
2 whole weeks! But look, the cold wasn't the worst part. The worst part was the great bin day argument.
Oh, you have to tell them.
Nobody would admit whose turn it was to take the rubbish bins out to the street. It turned into a full house debate. We were like lawyers in a courtroom drama, arguing over trash bags.
Who won?
Nobody. The bins just sat there overflowing for a week until someone finally broke down and did it out of sheer desperation.
So, what actually helped you survive shared living?
Honestly, communication. Sticky notes became my absolute best friend. I'd write, "Please don't eat my yogurt," but phrased as politely as humanly possible, with a little smiley face.
Did the smiley face work?
Eventually, yes. But more importantly, I learned to respect personal space. Where I'm from, everyone's business is everyone's business. People ask personal questions, they share opinions, they get involved in your life.
And here?
Here, silence isn't rudeness. It's just people valuing their own quiet space after a long day. Once I stopped taking their quietness personally, it completely changed how I understood politeness.
That is such a mature realization. And the multicultural side of flat shares, that's actually pretty beautiful, isn't it?
It really is. My flatmate from Poland taught me how to make authentic pierogi from scratch. I taught him how to brew proper traditional chai. We turned Sunday dinners into a whole cultural exchange.
That's honestly one of the underrated joys of shared housing here. You end up with friends from 6 different countries in one kitchen.
Chaos, but the good kind.
Okay, now, one more cultural shock that catches everyone off guard. The unwritten social rules.
But actually, hold on. If the custard on pudding story made you laugh even a little, hit that like button. It genuinely helps this reach more people just like you.
It really does. It takes 2 seconds, and it means a lot to us. Afan, why do British people talk about the weather so much?
I still don't fully understand it. Someone will walk in and say, "Ooh, bit chilly today, isn't it?" As if it's breaking news.
It's basically our national small talk. It's not really about the weather. It's just a polite, safe way to start a conversation.
Once I understood that, everything made more sense. I just started responding with, "Yeah, definitely," and it worked every single time.
Perfect British response. Now, cues.
Do not get me started on cues. The first time I accidentally walked past a line at a bus stop, I felt the collective judgment of the entire street burning into my back.
Queue jumping is basically a national crime here.
Nobody shouted at me. They just gave me a look. A very British, silent, deeply disappointed look.
That look carries centuries of unspoken rules.
And the sorry thing. Someone bumped into me, and I said sorry.
We say sorry for everything here. Someone could step on your foot, and you'll apologize to them for your foot being in their way.
It's contagious. Now I say sorry constantly. I apologized to a chair yesterday.
Welcome to Britain. Okay, last segment. And honestly, the most important one. Tell everyone what actually changed everything for you.
The community center. And the library, honestly.
What happened there?
Free English conversation classes. Real volunteers with real patience. They corrected my grammar with kindness, never laughter.
That makes such a massive difference when you're already nervous about speaking out loud.
A huge difference. And the library became like a second home. Free books, a quiet space to study, and librarians who genuinely helped me find materials at the exact right level for me.
So it wasn't just about grammar anymore.
No, it became about connection. I met people from Ukraine, Somalia, Poland, Brazil, all learning English together, all sharing the exact same nervous energy in that first class.
That's when moving here stopped feeling like just survival.
Exactly. It started feeling like actually living, building a life, not just getting through the week.
If this is hitting home for you right now, send it to someone. A friend, a family member, anyone going through the same thing. Sometimes just knowing someone else gets it makes all the difference in the world.
Genuinely, share this one. It might be exactly what someone needs today.
If you're new somewhere, genuinely, find your local community centre, your library, your local ESOL group. It changes absolutely everything. So, robot greetings, custard on Yorkshire pudding, bin day courtroom drama, and sticky notes on the fridge. Moving to a new country is hard, but every single mistake is a lesson.
And if a guy who put custard on Yorkshire pudding and told his manager his brave report was a compliment can end up speaking fluent English, trust me, so can you.
Now it's your turn. Comment your funniest English mistake below. We'll read the best ones in our next video.
And hey, if you actually made it this far, comment the word Yorkshire below. I want to know exactly how many of you stayed till the very end.
That's your proof of loyalty right there.
Like this video if it helped, share it with someone learning English, and subscribe with the bell on so you never miss a new episode.
We drop a new one every single week. We'll see you in the next episode.
Bye, everyone.
Bye!